I'm just going to read through my notes to see what else I had on here.
We got a question?
Question?
Firstly, if I understand correctly, the max combo effect in the score is the only reason why it matters where you miss on the map. But I think it's a good discussion about the score, but something that other players might be interested in is the peppy. Apart from the score, which will be more similar, I guess, to mania-based games, where the accuracy is more important, like not where you miss, like a combo-based game. There is a common opinion that in peppy calculation, the performance calculation, it would make sense to matter where you missed in the map. Is it a slow part or a hard part? And that's exactly what the current peppy calculation API doesn't allow, which makes like everyone working on the peppy formula have to do some guesses how the miss count exponentially has to reduce the peppy and stuff. My question is, what will be the changes in the laser to extend the API which makes proper peppy calculation possible, which most of the community are looking forward to? Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess the current laser scoring is taking a step back from that because combo break position is no longer considered. And obviously your question is about peppy as well, not scoring. But at the same time, one of our goals with scoring is to make it correlate to peppy. So we're never going to have this concept of, you know, you get a high score with lower peppy and your peppy goes down as a result. That's one of the things we're trying to fix. For difficulty, what do you even call it? It's, yeah, like localized difficulty in beat maps. There's actually an open pull request for that, where people have experimented with getting this working, with actually calculating peppy in sections and storing that out to the database. So then we can actually use that in the user peppy calculation. And yeah, I'm hoping we can get to that point where we can do that. The hard part is obviously that you need to have this happen server-side, right? So the server needs to be aware of where these regions are and where the user missed. So you need to have all that data submitted and then all that data calculated. We do have that in mind. Like when we finish score submission, there's going to still be the concept of replays, which is the mouse moving around, but we're adding a new header section in replays, which is actually just going to have the score changes. So every time they clicked, you know, the accuracy of that click, possibly the positional accuracy of that click, anything we can see being used for peppy calculations, difficulty calculations. After that's done, then we can, you know, increase the accuracy of peppy.
Yeah, at first I didn't think that we would go into anti-cheat or restriction talks, but regarding that, I will finally ask a question which I started thinking about like it's a couple of years ago. So the idea is, imagine a hypothetical situation. A person is restricted, thinks they're falsely restricted. That's of course a common scenario. But the idea is, several years passes, the person is still failing to get any kind of appeal. I know people who, well, arguing their legitimacy, they even not believe in themselves, according to their words of course, that they were cheating after several years, just how to say, confess cheating without believing in that and got unrestricted and playing happily ever after. But there are some people still playing offline for a couple of years because they don't believe they've cheated and they, out of principle, do not want to confess cheating, even though there are people who have managed to get their appeal successful using that method. My question is, from here, talking live, what advice would you give to those people exactly who are still waiting for their moment to come back online?
I would say that, as I mentioned earlier, the system has actually completely changed now. So if it's been 3 months, they can just apply. So anyone...
What do they need to then state? Hello, I still think I'm not cheated. I'm the guy from 3 years ago?
Yeah.
OK, well, for all guys listening, this is the answer. Thanks.
Yeah, we've actually dealt with a lot of those kinds of cases over the last few months, and anyone who hasn't sent an email, just send an email to accounts@ppy.sh and we'll get that dealt with.